Hey, good morning, guys. I'm just going to go through an example of how to do an empirical formula calculation. We kind of rushed through this a little bit, getting the lab done the other day. And I went through examples in the videos, but I just want to go through one that's really similar to what you did in the lab. So this is a simulation that I ran using copper sulfate hydrate. We use barium chloride hydrate in our lab, so you want to make sure you adjust your calculations for that, but these are the same steps. Okay, so we started with this much hydrate, so that would be your mass of your hydrate. Okay, and we started or ended after we heated all the water off with that much anhydrous salt. Okay, so what we need to do is figure out the ratio of the salt to the water. All right, so let's start with the salt. So that's the amount of anhydrous salt we had at the end. All right, so in order to get that to moles, we need to know the molar mass. All right, so we're going to add up copper, sulfur, and 4 oxygens from the periodic table. And that will give us, if you do the math of that, you'll get a mass of 159.609 grams per mole. All right, and then if I punch that into my calculator, I get 0.0007575 moles. Okay, now the second thing we need is the amount of water. All right, we didn't directly measure that. We'll get that by taking how much hydrate we started with and subtracting the mass of the salt that was left. So everything that we lost, we're assuming was water from the hydrate. So if we subtract these two, we get the mass of the water is equal to 0.1891 minus 0.1209. And again, you're going to be using the class data for this, not the numbers I have here. Okay, and then again, we'll convert that to moles. All right, and we're converting to moles because when we compare grams of one thing to grams of another, it doesn't tell us how many of them there are. It's like if I told you I have a pound of ham and a pound of cheese, is that enough to make how many sandwiches? I don't really know because I don't know how much a slice of ham weighs or a slice of cheese weighs, but I could do the conversion to figure out how many I have. So that's essentially what we're doing here. So we take the 0.0682 divided by 18.017, which is the molar mass of water, and we get 0.003785. All right. Now, if you remember from your video, when you are trying to find the ratio in an empirical formula, you divide by the smaller one, right? So we have less salt. Then we have water, so we're going to divide by the moles of salt. Okay, when we divide that, they're the same, so we're going to get 1. Okay, and when we divide this one, we get 4.99 something, right, which is essentially 5. Okay, the ratio of those tells us the empirical formula that we started with up here. So it's going to be CuSO4 coordinated to 5 H2Os, all right, and that is the empirical formula. All right, so you're going to do the same process, but do it with the barium chloride, and you'll figure out how many waters and write out your empirical formula. So if you have other questions, please let me know, and I'll be happy to help you out.